So this is going to be page 8. And what we're going to do today is we're going to write algebraic expressions. We're going to do some properties, and we're going to solve some equations. So we're going to start with algebraic expressions, from verbal to algebraic. So verbal means that they're written out in words, and we need to put them in numbers and symbols. So the cube of a number increased by 4 times the same number. So what does cube mean? Does anybody remember?
It has an exponent of 3.
It has an exponent of 3. So the cube of a number. So you can use any variable. I'm going to use W cubed. So a number cubed, basically. What does increase by mean? Yep, we're going to add. And then it says 4 times the same number. So when it says the same number, that means we need to use the same variable. So if our variable we started with was W, then our same number would be W. So we got the cube we got the 3 from the word cube. A number, that's what, anytime it says a number, you use a variable. We got the plus sign, the addition symbol, by increase by 4 times the same number, because they wanted the variable to be the same. 3 times the difference of a number and 8. So because it says 3 times the difference, that means we're probably going to have some parentheses. So 3 goes on the outside, parentheses, the difference of a number and 8. You can use any variable you want to. So what letter do you guys want to use? X. We can use X. Difference means subtraction, and then we'll put 8. So again, you guys, you're going to have these words. So look for the words like increase by means addition. You'll see the word sum. Those are the big ones. They really liked increase. They really like sum. They really like difference. They like product, which means multiplication. They like quotient. Those are the type of words. Notice that these do not have any equal sign. That's because they're expressions. As soon as we put the word is in a verbal sentence, that means equals in math. So if you see the word is in a verbal expression, then you know you need to put an equal sign. If you see an equal sign and you're going to write it, it means you need to put the word is in your problem. So we're going to do G minus 5 equals negative 2. So when you go to write a verbal expression, you don't want to say G. You want to say a number. And you don't want to say minus. You really want to think about what you're going to say. So what I would say is instead of G, we would say a number, right? What's another word instead of minus? What? Decreased. Decreased by what? By 5. And what does the word equal mean? What would we write? Is negative 2. So try to stay the way, like, I'm not looking. You could say the difference between a number and 5 is negative 2. You could have said that too. But if you want to say, well, it's G minus 5, well, what's another way you could say that? Well, instead of G, you could say a number. Instead of minus, you can say decreased by. So you want to heighten the vocabulary a little bit. Okay. Now, 2B. How would you say 2C? Because that means 2 times C. So how could we say that?
The product of 2 and C.
Okay, what's another way we could say it, Brandon?
2 by a number.
You could 2 multiplied by a number. What's another word that we could use instead of 2? Twice. You could use twice. You could say twice a number, 2 times a number. So it's really, we wrote 2 times a number in first period, so we can write that 2 times a number. Twice a number, 2 times a number, 2 multiplied by a number. And then we're going to replace equals with what? Is. Now, we use that C again. So what would we write? Yep, is the same number. Yes, I like it. The same number squared. You guys, you could say raised to the second power, but squared is the easier, it is the easier of the two. So 2 times a number is the same number. I've left out the word number. The same number squared, what? Decreased by 4. So again, we took a verbal expression and wrote it as an algebraic expression. We took an algebraic expression and wrote it as a verbal expression. Are there any questions that I need to go over? You guys, the difference between, so these are words, these are expressions because they don't have an equal sign. I shouldn't say these are expression, these are sentences because they have an equal sign. So you're going to do both of these tonight. Okay?